All right, guys, we are live here at IMEX Frankfurt, and we're going to ask people 3 really simple questions. So, first thing, why are you here? Who you want to meet? What do you want to learn? That may be a whole bunch of different questions, but that's the first one. Second one is, do you think that graphic design can make or break your event? Then the third question, what do you desire most in this world? Stay tuned. Let's find out what they got to say. Welcome to Eventus 365, the podcast that's all about corporate events and the magic behind the scenes. I'm your host, Yanique DaCosta, and I am excited to take you on a journey through the world of corporate events. But before we dive in, let's talk about the stress of creating marketing material for your events. We all know how tough it can be when deadlines are tight and resources are limited, but guess what? YKMD Visual Communications has got your back. Our design firm specializes in working with corporate event professionals just like you, and we're here to help take the stress out of creating stunning graphics for your event. Our team of expert designers can deliver custom brand-compliant designs in just 12 hours. So whether you need branding, signage, marketing materials, or anything else, YKMD's got you covered. Okay, now that that's done, let's start the show.
I'm Karina Bow.
I'm Christy Osborne.
I'm Anthony Vey.
I'm Zuleika Martens.
I'm Devin Pasha.
I'm John Reese.
I'm Katie Westman.
I'm Kiki L'Italienne.
I'm Naomi Claire.
My name's Pigal.
I'm Drew Holmgreen.
I'm Han.
My name's David Allison.
My name is Rudy Janssen.
I'm Carolina.
Why are you at IMEX?
I'm here at IMEX as a speaker. I'm on a panel this afternoon talking about making data more human and not losing sight of the humanity behind the numbers and analytics that we look at.
So we're at IMEX because IMEX is driving some very important conversations in the events industry, and Encore is also driving some conversations. So we're partnering with them to start to tap into some of the hot issues in the industry like sustainability, diversity, equity and inclusion, digital transformation, and help IMEX and the event prof community really tackle those issues in a meaningful way.
I'm at IMEX and I'm so excited. It's been on my bucket list for years, so I'm really excited to be invited by Mice Impact and Mice Ladies to attend IMEX.
We are here running live event design sprints to get the IMEX perspective on how to design for WEC in 2027.
I'm in the IMEX because we have a baby shower about our new book.
To network with some hotels, to get some contact details.
I'm here at IMEX Frankfurt so that I can meet new people, I can interview people for my podcast, and I can make new connections talking about tech for the events industry. So one of the things I'm really excited about, meeting new people who can tell me about what they're doing specifically with generative AI and event tech.
To get people to think differently about who Encore is. So our brand is not very well recognized throughout Europe. So the whole concept was come here, show up in ways that people didn't expect us to show up in, and get them to understand that we're more than the in-house event technology company, but we are able to do content creative, event design, production. So getting people to think about us differently is one of the reasons we're here.
I'm here at IMEX in the XI Collaboratory. I don't know if you want to zoom out, but you can probably see the sign up here somewhere. We're here at IMEX facilitating a series of collabs. These are little googly design sprints where we're really asking people to think about the future of inclusive design and how to innovate their experiences.
To meet inspiring speakers, gain new insights, share perspectives as well. I'll be speaking on another day, and just to meet new colleagues, get my finger on the pulse of emerging trends.
Because we've been here for the past 20 editions, and from day one, this has been an inspiring place to connect with other people that are filtered from the mass of people, and everybody that's here has a connection to events.
I'm visiting IMEX because I'm an event organizer, and at this moment I'm looking for a new role. And that's the main reason I came, to connect and enjoy and learn a lot about the amazing speakers that are here. Having a good time, meeting a lot of great people, getting inspired, which is, I think, probably the thing that doesn't sell me on getting here the most, but it's the thing that I take back, that I get the most value from, is that inspiration component.
To do some speaking and to reconnect with my IMEX friends and family and make new friends while I'm here too.
Education is a big part of my life. So I'm looking for education, inspiration, innovation, and meeting some of the event profs in the industries.
Do you think design and or graphic design plays a role in the quality of an event experience?
Yes, I do. I think intentional design is at the key of what we do. We've been having some really great conversations about how we can measure relative to our design intent.
Design plays a massive role in how you experience an event, but also how you learn. And that's something that we personally have learned over time, and I think the industry has learned over time. Gone are the days where, you're putting into a darkened room and expected to concentrate, in fact, for a long period of time. We've learned a lot through our own research that we've done for the industry about things like how you can incorporate nature, for example, into a space. So in Hall 9, we took that research and we utilized it to redesign our own educational spaces. So we don't have natural light in here, but we knew that using certain colors, certain lighting, and certain design features would really enhance the learning experience. So I think it's really important in all parts, whether you're online and whether it's a digital experience or whether you're in person. And you can see that on the show floor as well. The stands that the exhibitors create are very design-led, and there's a reason for that, and it's because it creates a more engaging experience and a better connection to their brands. So the design team really is a very important part of our overall team.
When it comes down to creating meaningful experiences at events, design is fundamental. You can't craft human experiences without understanding humans at their core. So we use design methodologies and design processes as a core foundation for every event that we create, every partner relationship we have, and every customer that we serve. We need to understand the end goals, the people that we're impacting, and the outcomes that they need to achieve. And what design allows us to do, whether it's graphic design, video design, or experience design, it allows us to keep aligned, keep us on track, and really keep us focused on achieving those outcomes that we all have and that we all share.
I'm a born and bred marketer. Before I got to MPI, I worked for ad agencies for almost 20 years. So I cut my teeth on design, graphic design, being a strategy leader for those. I will tell you that the look, you can see us here at IMEX Frankfurt. The look and feel of an event connects it back to that human experience. It connects it to the individual. I've seen it tactically since I've been at MPI. We had an event, our WEC in Toronto, spoke to multiple people there who said, honestly, I'm attending this event because I loved the graphic design of your marketing beforehand. And then when they got on site, you see it, what started as a theme and a graphic design in marketing plays out in real life for the brand. Ultimately, the graphic design, the visual aesthetic is the reflection of the brand. So your event design, your event graphic design, all have to be married together.
I really think that design is probably a component that a lot of people undersell how important it is, but it's something that absolutely has more than a superficial value that is absolutely critical to an effective event.
So I teach about designing experiences, and the key to designing experiences is to not be the designer. It's actually to remove your own desires and ego as a designer, and to actually learn deeply about your audience, your customer, your user, and then the insights you have from them drives the design. So it's a different way of who becomes the designer, and it requires a whole different approach.
Good design always makes a person who's in the space or using the design or using the product feel competent. When you're in a different country, and even if that different country is a website online, right, or an analytics dashboard, which is my field. But when you're in a different country, at a new conference, and you don't know anybody at all of your energy tends to go toward, how do I navigate this space? And if you are not designing that place where it becomes easy for me to get around, there's good wayfinding, there's good signage, I know where to be, when to be there, all of my energy starts to go into wayfinding. And I lose all of the energy I need to show up as a professional and perform my job. And I think that that's sometimes lost on people who are so excited about the latest and greatest design trend or the latest and greatest piece of technology, which is my world. We forget that we want to design places and experiences that make people feel competent so they can show up and do the things that they decide to do when they're interacting with that piece of equipment or that place.
After pandemic, we all know the face-to-face is important and the human has to be the human. So people has to connect it. So we need to design experience. So the one-way delivers speech is not never work because they can easily take online. They don't need to be on site to face. So that's why we think to design a better meeting is very important.
Visual communication is one of the first things that humans look to in order to understand the context of a space and experience. It's this touch point that they go to in order to plan and to process, to memorize, and to synthesize all of the information that they get at a conference like this. So visual communication is a huge component of that, both from the environmental graphics and orientation down to maps and cartography and exploration and kind of building out a journey, but also down to the smaller things around recall, reflection activities, worksheets, those kind of supports and props that bring content to life.
The other important part is taking through the graphics, the visual language, the written language, the audio language. They all hit the brain differently. So when you think through the neuroscience, again, you think through from a human perspective, how colors affect your mood, how the design of the experience, the furniture, the colors, the graphics evoke emotions, evoke like yearning to like, oh, I want to be a part of that. It's invoking excitement, or like, I don't know, those colors seem kind of bold. I don't know if I feel comfortable. So good graphic design is a visual language. It's a lot of what we use here at the Event Design Collective. It impacts the brain differently and speaks to you on a different level and gives you this sort of internal, I want to or I don't want to. So good graphic design can make or break how people interact with your event or your company.
Related or not related to events, and not limited by budget or logic, what do you desire most in the world?
What would we like more than anything is just to be able to convince even more buyers in the community, and also buyers who are in what I would call aligned professions like marketing professionals, learning professionals, to really understand the power of business events and the power of coming to IMEX and to shows like ours and really partner with us as an industry, because I think if we could do that, we could really do even better and advocate even better for the power of business events.
Well, a vineyard comes to mind. More wine.
More wine. A vineyard. Give him a vineyard.
I want a vineyard.
I want a vineyard. A vineyard and a winery. I like it. I would like teleportation. I travel a lot and I spend a lot of time in aeroplanes, and it is not a nice experience. I'd rather just get to where I'm going without needing the commute.
That there's a way to design spaces for folks with hidden disabilities, whatever those hidden disabilities are, to be able to fully participate without outing themselves. Do I know what that looks like? Absolutely not.
Do meeting under the water, that would be very cool. And also, I picture that I would like to go into some artist painting, like someone's painting that's like a Monet, back to centuries ago. I would like to see what that looks like.
Nature everywhere, like, let's get rid of the plastic, let's be humans and then enjoy and connect with nature.
A small private island that I can invite all of my friends to and live out the rest of my days designing experiences that are very much like beach parties.
If I could have anything in the world, it would be no more mediocre events. This episode of Eventus 365 was made possible by Events AV, your audio-visual partners for awesome event production. Check them out at eventsandav.com.
And that's a wrap for this episode of Eventus 365. We hope you enjoyed listening and learning something new today. If you enjoyed the show, please leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform to help event professionals discover us. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and sign up for our newsletter for behind-the-scenes content and updates on upcoming events. If you have any suggestions for future topics or guests, or just want to say hello, you can reach us at info@eventus365.com. We love hearing from our listeners. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Eventus 365.